Didn't do a very good job showing this last night when we were at the store. But we went and picked up our first load of stuff for the bus. So, all down the bottom, sides here, we've got 2x4s. This is 1-inch foam. It's gonna be for my walls and stuff like that. We've got 3/4 for the flooring, as well as 1/2-inch ply to go over it. We've got really thin ply here is what we're gonna use on the ceiling and part of the walls. And there's a bunch more stuff in the back seat of the truck, but that should give me a pretty good start for a couple days here. Stuff to do. But before we can get any of that done, it's time to grab some trash bags, go through here, start cleaning. I'll start with the back, work my way forward, because that's how we're going to do the build. We're going to start at the rear and work our way back to the front. But get a door popped open here. Got some gloves, got a trash bag, and we'll just start loading it up. That's already looking a lot better. That's just running a broom over it and picking up the big pieces of trash. I'm gonna want to get a vacuum cleaner, probably. Come back through here and get the shelf of it done, but I'm pretty happy. Now I just got to do it to that half of the bus. There's some stuff here that's going to have to get moved. The furnace and the rooftop area are going to go out because we're not using those anymore. We just had a change in how that's going to go. Got some spare windshields here. I'll have to find somewhere safe to put those. Just a few other random things in here that are good that we need to get out. And then everything else is just going to keep going in trash bags as we work our way up. That's starting to be pretty good. I think next up, we're going to start coming through here. Getting all these panels down up here. These are for the original shades. Unfortunately, they are so far gone that we're not going to be saving them on this bus. So we're just going to come through, get these out of the way, because I am going to want to get insulation up in there. But the shades, if they're not cracked, it's got so much bend in it that I'm surprised it didn't break trying to straighten it up there, but they're not going to be worth saving. But I'm pretty happy. There is quite a bit of good glass in this thing. I mean, not that one. Just ignore that. And yeah, that one too. But most of them. Oh, I guess that one's cracked as well, but we'll get to it. I'm actually not even 100% sure if I'm going to put glass in those or if I'm going to cut aluminum blanks and blank out those back 2 windows. I can't see out of them once the bedroom's in. And that's going to be a shelf flat across here to the back of my bed, so I don't really care if those are there. One thing I do like, though, is you got an opening window there, an opening window there, and my bed is going to be pretty much in line right here. So straight across my bed will have 2 windows that can open. If I put some screens in those and get a little fan, that's going to be some really nice natural airflow through this room. Plus, my emergency exit door works. It's got 2 of the 3 hinges functional, which I'm okay with. 2/3 is good, as long as it's over 50%. I'm happy. Got a little bit of a trash pile started out there, but yeah. I've got more cleaning to do up here, but I think I'm going to hang off for a little bit on that and start getting some stuff done back here because I really don't have a better place to put some of this stuff yet. I need to get the bays cleaned out on this so I can get some stuff out of storage into my bays, and then some of this stuff can go into storage because I don't want to have this stuff stored on the bus. I'm not going to be using it on my bus. I'd rather bring the stuff that I will be using on here to put in its storage. Now, let's clean that too. I forgot to look up there. Well, there's a start to our flooring right now. So, started with some spray foam in the bottom channels where we can't get to once we go to put the sheets of foam down. Got that all foamed up. I'm going to have to trim up back in that corner where I did some. And this is the first sheet of 3/4 insulation we're putting under the subfloor. So, that's down. Now we're going to start cutting up plywood so we can go over this because we don't want to be stepping on the insulation here. But we're just going to keep working back progressively. And that's going to be how our floor is laid. So it's going to be insulation, then plywood subfloor. Working our way through. Forgot to grab the right screws to hook the subfloor down when we were at the store. Not a big deal. I'll go grab some when we stop for lunch. But that's already going to be... Right there's the bedroom wall. So the entire bedroom now is insulated and has a subfloor. That'll be the next piece of insulation. It's going to get a lot easier now that we don't have to go around the filler neck and the wheel wells. Hang on, I'm not quite ready. Okay, well. There we go. We're just going to keep working through this. It's getting pretty close to lunchtime. We get the next whole pieces in, like sheet. That should be pretty good. Get us really close. Well, that's going to put us up to lunch. So, got subfloors most of the way up the bus. And then we started insulating. Everything you see here that has got the shiny back to it, those are all just pieces of scrap that we had cut from the flooring when we did that. We've got this left of 1 4x8 sheet. The rest of it's kind of put back in there. That is all going to get spray foamed over, so the gaps and stuff aren't a big deal there. That's just extra insulation. And same with the walls. We're going to put another sheet like this, of this 1.5 inch, coming out before we put the walls up. So we're doubling up the insulation, so I'm not concerned about the gaps or any of that stuff. That's just extra insulation that we're going to have in there. So while we're on lunch, I'm going to go get screws for the floor so we can get the subfloor screwed down, tied in. We come back, work at getting this stuff out of the way so we can start insulating the ceiling probably. And we're going to go from there. I got to take that piece and make a panel for my engine access. I cut the insulation for it, but I don't have a piece of sheet metal over it, so we'll get the cutoff wheel. We'll cut that up to fit, make an engine access panel for down there. But I'm happy. I mean, from what it looked like this morning to where we're at now, walk over here. I mean, it already looks so much better, and it's going to look even better once we get all the insulation up, get the half walls in. We'll get the bedroom wall up. I've got more spray foam insulation to go in places when we need it, but the bedroom wall is coming to right here, so all that space back there will be my bedroom. And then from there to about here, about halfway through this window. So 1.5 windows will be my bathroom space. We're doing the hallway down this side. But that's a pretty good start. I'm really happy right now with what we got done. That's a lot farther than I thought we were going to get for the morning. Went through and got the floor screwed down. At least these first couple panels here are all tied down, so now we're walking on them. They're not loose. This one is not done yet, but it's a good start. Went through, sprayed anywhere that there were holes in the inside, coming through to try to seal them. Now we're working at going through, getting the insulation and the ceiling up. Once we're done with that, offcuts, spares, I'm going to keep working my way up the wall, doing insulation inside of it there. And then the back's going to be really fun here because the curve for the rear of the roof starts here, so there's going to be a lot of cutting and fitting to get pieces in there. But we decided we're going to end up leaving these because this is going to do a pretty good job, I think, holding the insulation on the ends, and we're just going to put our ceiling up over it. So that's just going to go up like that. We've got 2 full ribs of insulation in the roof. I think it's our 6 3/4 or something like that.
Plus it's going to get spray foam over the top of it.
Yeah. Same as like we're doing back there. We got a spray foam kit that's going to go over all this. This is a nice layer to start with. It's going to be pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. Especially once we get the walls doubled up, because your bus is only single layer and we're going double on all my wall insulation. So I'm hoping got a pretty good insulation when we're done in this thing. Got a bunch of ceiling insulation in. So this one, we moved the piece over here because it was missing that panel. The other 2, we spliced them over there. Took all the scraps we had left and I filled in more here. Like I said, we're doubling up insulation, so I'm not too worried, but anything there is just extra. Got the roof done. This is all going to get sprayed over, so it will be one piece when we're done, but just a bunch of little scraps and pieces like that to just keep reusing them so we don't have a ton of waste. Unfortunately, I messed up. I did that before I finished there because I forgot I needed a piece for it right there. But I think now it's going to be time to start building the walls out a little bit and get our half walls up. Well, we got the first wall pretty much finished up there. I just have a little bit of insulation to do down there. Got my outlets in. Got quite a bit of extra wire hanging out, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. It's not going to be a big deal to trim that back when we put the outlets up. But that pretty much is going to do it for this half wall. I just got to get a little bit of insulation for right there trimmed up. So I think we're going to head to the other side now. Go do the same thing over here. It's really nice having those rear work lights on the flatbed right now. Just kick them on. So we had some light out here. We could come out and make a cut with the table saw. But right now we're getting ready to put the wall up that separates the bedroom from the bathroom. Starting to build the wall now. It's going to be the edge of the bedroom. So for the top, we just took a board and slid it so we can start to get curve to it. It doesn't really need to be too solid. We just need something to be able to tie the boards into to tie them into the ceiling. So that's going to work just fine for what we need. And then something that we can bolt or screw the finished wood on. That's going to be the wall. Some really narrow. I think it's a 1/4 or 1/8 inch ply. I can't remember. The same stuff that we're using for that rib around it. But yeah, that's how we're going to get that hooked up there. Well, that's about going to do it for day one here. Got subfloors done past that wall. That is going to be the wall right there for the bedroom. Got my light from over here. So bed frame's going to get built out to about halfway over the wheel well. So that'll be free space over there. I think what I'm going to do is put my big locker right there and then have a built-in closet over here to follow the curve of the ceiling. Possibly. I might just build it straight across. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to do that yet. I might just go level to where my locker sits. But either way, that's pretty happy. I mean, we've got this wall done. My electrical's roughed in for my outlets in my bedroom. I've got that finished up. We still need to come back and do this wall. It is going to rain tonight, though, so I had to move all my materials inside. Tomorrow, we'll get them moved up into the buses. I'll do some more cleaning. Then we'll start this part of the wall here. And then we can figure out how we're going to tackle the ceiling. And maybe get the back shelf built in. But I'm really happy with the progress we made today. I mean, my big goal was to have the bedroom insulated, wired, and ready to go by Sunday, and it's Wednesday, day one. So I'm thinking we'll damn near have the entire bedroom done tomorrow, if not completely ready to go. I mean, I won't have my flooring down, it won't be painted or anything, but at least all the hard part will be finished up on it. Then we can move on to doing the bathroom front wall and the side wall right here. And that'll kind of set where the kitchen and living room areas are going to be, because I'm really after that next 2 walls go in, I just got to do these half walls all the way up, and then most of the hard part's done. But I didn't get any of the stuff to do rough and electrical up there. I just got enough boxes and stuff to do this for right now. I'll mess with that stuff later. I just need to go get a breaker box and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy. That's a lot of progress in one day, I think.